Welcome to Keranos, God of Storms. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got one land with Ponder and then Impulse and Cyclonic. Yeah, I guess we keep on this one. I mean, we need to get lucky hitting a lane with Ponder and then Impulse into maybe a rock or something. But Intuition sound. Yeah, well, let's keep on this. Let's see where this goes. We do have a draw step to go for. So hopefully we rip into a second land, and that'll really make this hand a lot more keepable. But we will see what happens. But yes, welcome to some Keranos. Hope you're excited for some blue-red good stuff, some blue-red cube. That is exactly what this deck is. Let's see if our opponent wants to mulligan past 7 or not, and then we'll get this game started. Okay, so there we go. Anything else? Let's let them get this going. So we're playing Keranos, God of Storms, Indestructible Devotion. 7 turns into a creature. Then, whenever you draw or reveal the first card you draw on each of your turns, whenever you reveal a land card this way, draw a card, non-land, deal 3 damage to any target. So it's going to lead off with Polluted Delta. It's going to crack Polluted Delta, grab ourselves a nice volcanic island, and then we'll end up going for Ponder. And hopefully hit that second land. There we go. Volcanic Island. Let's go for Ponder. See what's on top. We can always shuffle away if we need to, but at this point, we're just looking for anything that... Yeah, there we go. Shivan. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, yes. Let's put... I guess at this point... Well, so we've got Shivan Reef, and it may be a little bit before. Well, we've got Impulse. Yeah, we can keep on this. So let's go 1 Power Stone. Let's put Wheel of Fortune on top, and then Shivan Reef on top. Not going to shuffle out Library. Nope. Draw into Shivan Reef, and then anything else, pass it back over to our opponent. Playing gets Aminatou, the Fateshifter. +1, draw a card, then put a card from your hand on top of your library. -1, exile another target permanent you own, then return to the battlefield under your control. Then for a -6, if you're still keeping score, choose left or right. Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminatou, Fate, Shifter, controlled by the next player in the chosen direction. And last but not least, Aminatou can be your commander. If you don't believe me, look. Aminatou's in our opponent's command zone. So there, told you. There we go. We did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors. TCG Player, if you go to bit.ly/Jolt MTG, or click down on the link down in the description below, that will apply my affiliate link that'll allow you to get some cards and allow you to support the channel at the same time. So we both win on that one. And if you enjoy my content, that is the best way to support the channel. So next time you get some cards, just please click on that link. I would certainly appreciate it. So let's go for Shivan Reef. We do know that 1 Power Stone's on top of our library, and I think at this point, yeah, I don't mind going for Impulse because we really want this Impulse to stick. So if they've got Counter Magic, so be it, at 1 mana, but they didn't have it earlier. So we're just going to go and jam this Impulse. Hopefully we can find ourselves... Spell Pierce, there we go. All right, not going to pay for that one. And then anything else, pass it back over to our opponent. So we did cover TCG. Let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If your play group has been disbanded because of the current situation, hey, place a Commander online. MTGO is going to be your best local gaming store on MTGO to check out. And also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com/Jolt. If you go to inkgaming.com/Jolt or click on the link down in the description below, let's say you're playing some webcam games with your buddies and you want to upgrade that play mat for the webcam, hey, they've got a lot of good choices over there. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon, there's a link down in the description below. You get your name in the credits and help support cool content like this. But if you're keeping score at home, it is officially free time. And Narset alert, we do have Narset on the battlefield. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card. So this Wheel of Fortune that we were kind of banking on is probably not going to be that good. So we'll see. At this point, we're just hoping to hit another land. So we're going to rip into our Worn Power Stone and then anything else pass it back over to our opponent. So we do have Cyclonic Rift if we wanted to send Narset back to our opponent's hand. But what we may end up having to do is just keep our fingers crossed that we do run into another land, and if we do, that'll put us into Worn Power Stone, and it'll just get us just a little bit closer to Cyclonic Rift, and that way we can kind of hit the reset button on this board state. So, but with Keranos, what are we doing with Keranos? If you haven't seen this on the channel before, this is just 100% a blue-red cube deck. You know, if somebody left blue-red completely wide open in a cube, this is Keranos. And one of the good things about Keranos is just kind of like a low support commander. You don't really need much to make Keranos good. The good thing about Keranos is it just sits off to the side and it gives you some really nice card advantage as the game goes on. If you hit that non-land card off the top of your library, you can use it those lightning bolts out of Keranos' hand to deal with stuff. And so it's always a nice feeling once you get down Keranos. So let's see if we rip into a land next turn. If we don't, it's not the worst thing. You know, we're just looking at Narset. Ooh, and they're going to be able to go, oh, that is some good value right there. All right, so we're going to go for the Narset activation. Let's get the reveal zone popped up. That's going to be Murderous Cut and Detention Sphere. I think that's what went into their hand. But yeah, even if we do somehow get to 4 mana and go for Jace, then the problem is going to be Narset 100%. So, Colosseum, we will take that because that will be a third land for us. So let's go for 1 Power Stone. And what we can do if we really want this Wheel of Fortune to stick and not have to fight around Narset the entire game, man, do they have 4 Spike? If they've got 4 Spike, okay. Anything else, pass it over there. What we'll probably end up doing is going for a Cyclonic Rift on Narset. That way we can send it back to our opponent's hand and then hopefully set up a Wheel of Fortune that's going to get rid of it. And so, you know, we did see Spell Pierce, so we're probably, opponent's packing some heat over there. So we do need to be careful with the Cyclonic Rift. But if we can get that to happen, I feel like that'll be a pretty good option for us. Now, as far as the win condition for the deck, it's pretty much just get as much mana on the battlefield and then end up going for something like Pull from Tomorrow, Thassa's Intervention, Stroke of Genius. You just want to be able to draw a ton of cards and just have a ton of answers in your hand. We also have stuff like Thousand Year Storm, so like I mentioned, let's say we get Thousand Year Storm down, and this is not really a Storm deck, but let's just say like we chain together a couple different, you know, Anticipate, we end up going for Ponder, go for a Lightning Bolt and then a Prophetic Bolt. Hey, you can kind of storm off with Keranos right there. So, opponent did reveal, I think they revealed Remand. It is kind of hard to keep track of who's revealing what. So let's go for City of Brass. Yeah, and at this point, if we're trying to just grab some counter magic from our opponent, what I think we might end up doing is just waiting to do this on our opponent's turn. If they've got Remand, if they have Cryptic Command, Detention Sphere, what we'll probably end up trying to go for is a Cyclonic Rift on Narset, or we might even just try to jam like an Intuition to see if that'll get some counter magic out of their hand, and then we can use that Rift on Narset and then end up going for Wheel of Fortune, hopefully kind of seeing where that's going to take us. So, you know, even whiffing out on Jace or Mission Briefing, it's just not a good board state for us to be trying to generate value at this point, because Narset is definitely the value fun police. She does not enjoy extra card draw, especially Jace. We go for that 0 ability with Jace. That's just going to put some cards back on top, and we'll go down, which is not going to be that good. All right, so we're going to see Kaya come down. If we're staring down a Remand, I'm pretty sure that's what got revealed between Aminatou or Narset. We should be in a good spot, especially with our opponent going for only really having an Evolving Wilds up right now. So let's see what else is in store for us, but at least we can kind of fight through that. That should be pretty good. And then also, kind of keeps us opening up next turn. You know, if we want to drop in Keranos to end up going for these Lightning Bolts, which we might end up doing that, depending if we can get that to stick, because that would be a good way to, if we are playing against Aminatou Super Friends, which it certainly appears so, we've got 3 Planeswalkers on the battlefield, getting a Resolve Keranos is going to be a wonderful option for us because it's indestructible. So they're basically dealing with the Cyclonic Rift style effect to send Keranos back. So hopefully that should level the playing field as far as all these Planeswalkers on the battlefield. So let's see what else they have for the turn. We're still looking at only 2 mana up right now. So I think that's going to be the play, because even we'd almost have to rip into like Mana Crypt or like Soul Ring or something to go Wheel of Fortune and Keranos. But crazier things have happened. I think the important part in this game is getting Keranos to resolve. So let's try to jam this Intuition. Let's see if this is going to be good. And if not, we can always rift Narset away. So it's going to be Intuition. Okay, so let's see if this is going to go. Let's find a better place for this reveal zone over here that we can kind of keep track of what's going on. And actually, now that I think about it, if they've got Detention Sphere, that may not be the best line of play going for Keranos. So we might still end up trying to go for Wheel of Fortune. That way we can just get rid of all of these cards, because those are some really good selections in their hands. So let's see how they decide to play this. All right, so we're going to let this go through. So we can end up grabbing Storm's Wrath. That's going to wipe the entire board of Planeswalkers. If they're still sitting on that Remand, I think that might... Yeah, let's see how we want to sequence this. Yeah, let's do this. So let's go Storm's Wrath. Let's go for Lightning Bolt. And then let's go ahead and grab Chaos Warp, because either way, we're going to have an answer to a Planeswalker. There's a lot of these Planeswalkers that are going down below 3, or at least hanging out at 3. So let's see how our opponent wants to set this up. We still have a Mission Briefing in our hand, so that's going to allow us to cast some stuff next turn. In fact, we can even set up a Mission Briefing on Wheel of Fortune. So let's see what card they end up giving us. Okay, so they do end up giving us Lightning Bolt. Let's go Lightning Bolt on Narset. All right, so it's going to be Lightning Bolt on Narset. Let's see if that's going to get that Remand out of their hand. All right, so that's going to deal with Narset, and then we can mission briefing if we want to kind of pop Aminatou, but I think we'll just end up doing that next turn. So, okay, so we deal with Narset. That's going to be the main issue that we're looking at. And at this point, do we want to try to value our opponent? So if we outvalue, so we end up going Jace, we get the brainstorm going. Hopefully we should hit a land, and that's going to keep us opening on something like Narset's Reversal, and then potentially going for mission briefing like on Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I kind of do like this. Let's give that a shot. So let's go blue, and let's go Worn Power Stone. Yeah, because either way, we're going to have Narset's Reversal. We can basically send that back to the hand. So let's get Keranos pop back down. Because this resolves, and they're just Super Friends, then we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Okay, so we're going to go for Narset's Reversal on Remand. And then let's go ahead and make a copy. We're going to target Narset's Reversal on that Remand. So I think I set that up correctly to where that should be... There we go. All right, so that's going to be Jace entering the battlefield. And then let's go for the 0 ability. We're going to go for the draw Brainstorm. Let's see what we can rip into. And it also does help out with this Brainstorm ability that we do have Wheel of Fortune. That's really going to help us out. So let's go Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yes, that is excellent. And also with Hour of Devastation, that is very good. So let's put 2 cards back on top. Pongify is kind of basically a dead card at this point right now. And then let's put Swiftwater Cliffs back up there. Let's go for Scalding Tarn. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we're probably going to go ahead and crack this Scalding Tarn. It is nice to have Swiftwater Cliffs on top, but I think at this point, we're better off just seeing a fresh grip on top of our library. So hopefully we can hit something off that. Now, they do have 8 cards in the hand. We know one of those cards is Remand. And so if they want to end up using Detention Sphere on Jace, that's perfectly fine. That's going to clear the way for Keranos to come down. So it's going to be Kaya activation. Now, we do need to be careful with the Kaya activation. If this is a long, grindy game, that -5 does add up sometimes. You know, we're not really in danger of it right now. I think we only got 4 cards in exile. But one of the things you do want to watch out for is I've done it in Arena. Playing like Kaya Control or Kaya Brawl. You know, you just start popping stuff away with that exile effect, especially against a deck like ours where we're getting a lot of cards in the graveyard. Being able to use that -5, it does add up if we're not careful, so we definitely want to keep track of that. But yeah, main thing is they do have Remand back in the hand. We're just going to see if we can't get that Detention Sphere to come out and go after Jace. If it does, hey, that's awesome. We're at least going to, actually going to end up going for Vindicate. So, all right, that's going to destroy Jace. That will definitely get rid of Jace. That's going to send him into the gulag. And then also, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. So, and also, if you've been playing Call of Duty, I did put out a Call of Duty video recent. I think this last Saturday. So if you don't go back and look at it, but I've been enjoying it. You know, one of the things I enjoyed playing first-person shooters before I got into Magic, but then I just kind of stopped. And so it's nice to kind of be getting back into it, and especially with the Battle Royale setting. It's just such a fun way to play the game. So let's go Scalding Tarn. Let's go and crack this one. Grab ourselves. If we end up going Mystic Sanctuary, we can actually put something on top. And that's going to be Lightning Bolt on something like Aminatou. But I guess that's not the worst thing that we could be doing. But if we're looking at Wheel of Fortune, let's just kind of see what we draw into. So let's go for Steam Vents. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little sneeze going on right there. All right, so it's going to be Flooded Strand. So let's crack Flooded Strand. And let's try to set up because we've got Hour of Devastation. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do have 8 mana. So it's going to be just enough for Wheel of Fortune. So let's go Flooded Strand. Let's grab ourselves a dual source if we have any left. If not, then we're just going to grab a straight up Island. Let's go for Island. And then let's try to get this Hour of Devastation to stick. I think that's going to get rid of their Remand. And then also allows us to get rid of that too. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to end up going for a Wheel of Fortune. So... yeah, because, you know, one of the keys of this game is going to be getting Keranos to stick, and as long as we can get rid of that Detention Sphere, we should be in a pretty good spot. If not, we get to clear the entire board state out, which would be pretty nice. So, and excuse me, they do have Cryptic Command mana too, so that's going to be counter target spell and draw a card, so that'll work out perfectly. Let's get rid of Hour of Devastation. Let's go for Wheel of Fortune. And the good thing about this is we're getting getting rid of a lot of good stuff in their hand, and we're exchanging our kind of, you know, it is nice to have Cyclonic Rift, but to get a fresh grip like this is pretty good. All right, there we go. This is going to be Frantic Search, Faith is Looting. Anything else, let's go and pass the turn. Now, we do have Mystic Sanctuary in our hand that's going to allow us to go for a land drop next turn, but one of the important things is that we did get Counterspell, so this is really going to help us make sure that we can get Keranos to stick. We'll see what's in store for us. They did end up getting rid of Ashiok off of that wheel effect, and so I guess really the only kind of planeswalkers we're watching out for at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, would probably be like Ugin or something like that. Probably don't want to see Ugin because that's going to be a great way to deal with Keranos on the battlefield. So, all right, it's going to be Bajuka Bog targeting our graveyard. Maybe target their graveyard. I mean, because if it's me and we've got Kaya sticking around on the battlefield, oh no, excuse me. Yes, definitely target us because that's going to be 15 cards in the graveyard. And do we lose twice? Oh no. Okay, deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards in exile. So we're just looking at a hit for 15. But one thing that we do need to keep in mind is that if we go, 4 more cards in the graveyard without dealing with Kaya, they're going to be able to go for that activation. So that's something we do want to do. Good thing is, if we do get Keranos' stick, that will be some damage we can start lobbing over at Kaya. So, but this is one of the fun things about playing Keranos is, at least this particular build, is it's just kind of a blue-red good stuff deck. And so you kind of, when you have 2 good stuff decks, Super Friends is kind of has a little bit more of a theme to it, but still at the end of the day, is Super Friends deck is just trying to see what sort of stuff is happening, like what can we do? And so with Keranos, it's doing the same thing. So you kind of have these 2 ships that are just, bumping into each other and seeing what sort of see what's going to stick. So that's going to be Spellseeker. Let's see what they end up grabbing. More than likely, we're going to see some sort of counter magic, I would assume. But we'll see how we can sequence that up for next turn, because if they're just banking on 3 mana for counter magic, we'll still have Counterspell to get Keranos to resolve. Okay, this is going to be Memory Lapse. So that's going to go on. Actually, yeah, excuse me, that goes into their hand. So we'll see what else they're setting up. But yeah, at this point, so we got Talisman. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That still keeps us open on Counterspell. So if we want to try to go Talisman, then go for Keranos, that would actually might be a pretty good line of sequencing, because that'll get us ahead on mana too. So, all right, that's going to be 15 cards in our exile graveyard. So, unfortunately, I don't think we have any life gain in here. So, we just need to start dealing with Kaya at this point right now. So. And if we want to, we could actually set up just a free frantic search, but I think that might end up working out. So, so we've got Island. Yeah, let's give this a shot. So let's end up going frantic search. It's going to be 1, 2 off of Worn Powerstone. We're going to tap down blue and then red. Okay, so let's discard 2 cards. I think at this point, I actually do like Magic Mirror. So we don't have a lot of stuff in the graveyard at this point right now for Magic Mirror. But we just need to deal with Kaya at this point right now. So let's go ahead and discard Faithless Looting, and then let's discard Electrolyze, because we always put it back on top of Mystic Sanctuary. It's going to untap Steam Vents, untap Island, untap Island. We still have 2 mana floating. Let's go for Talisman of Creativity. And then let's try to get this Keranos to stick. Even if they go for the -5, that's not going to be fun. We do have to watch out for combat damage, but I still think this is going to be a good play for us. So let's go Talisman of Creativity. And then also, if we want to hold on to Counterspell, what we can end up doing, tap down for colorless, because that'll leave up double blue. Yeah, that'll work out perfectly. So let's tap down Chivalry for 1 colorless. See if this Keranos is going to stick, if we can get them to use that memory lapse. That still keeps us open on Is It Charm, which will be pretty good for us. And then also keeps us open on keeping Counterspell for any sort of late game threats that they may end up going for. So more than likely, our opponent might end up plussing up on Kaya. We'll see. All right, so it's going to be Mana Leak. Let's go for Is It Charm on Mana Leak. Unless they pay 2, that's only 1 mana out there. We will take that. So it's going to be Colosseum tapping down. Let's make sure that we tap down correctly for that. It's going to be red and then blue. There we go. Is It Charm for 2? And see if that's going to be good. I will certainly take that. And then now with Keranos sticking, we should be in a very good spot to kind of deploy out from here. So anything else, pass it over to our opponent. So if our opponent ends up going for the -1, excuse me, the +1, that's going to put Kaya up to 7, and if we bolt for 3, that'll put it down to 4. So the main thing is, as long as we can keep Kaya in check in the 4 or less category, we don't just lose out to stuff getting exiled out of our graveyard from Kaya, and then we'll worry about all that life gain as the game progresses. Okay, so that is going to be a Cyclonic Rift. Yep, that's going to get it on that one. So it's going to send everything back. We're just looking at Worn Power Stone and Talisman of Creativity. But now, and they do end up going for the minus activation. We got Spellseeker swinging in too. Okay, so that's going to be one coming across. That's going to put us down to 2. We do have at least 4. They exile some more out of the graveyard. Okay, so we got ourselves a little bit of a match. So we do, we are in danger of Spellseeker kind of taking the game away from this. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that Rift. I mean, either way, if we try to set it up, like if we try to leave up Counterspell Magic, we're just getting to the point in the game to where we're just running out of turns to do all the plays that we want to go for. So let's get this Memory Lapse popped up and see what we draw into for the turn. Hopefully something. Ooh, Force of Will. Ooh. That is good, but it also kind of... Because we need to watch out. Any damage we take at this point now is going to get rid of our life, which is not really what we want to happen. So we've got Keranos to deal with Kaya, and we can't even use Force of... We can hard cast Force of Will. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2... Yeah, either way, we're taking damage. I don't know if we can actually survive this one. So I guess we just Temple of Epiphany? Temple of Epiphany. We're going to scribe 1. No, excuse me. We should have Mystic Sanctuary Electrolyze on top. Either way, it's not looking good. Let's go and put that on the bottom. Let's go for Keranos. Yeah, because even if we go for Counterspell on this, we've got Force of Will. They're going to be able to get it on this one. So yeah, good game to our opponent. That you can see we're Kaya closing the game out. It's pretty good on this. Could be Memory Lapse if we tap down for Magic. Yeah, we'll just go and tap down for Counterspell. Let's go tap down Coliseum, deal 1 damage to us. There we go. That's going to be 1 more damage. Click OK. Close the game out. There we go. Good game to our opponent on this one. That will put us down to 0. Yeah, there's not much we can do after that Kaya ultimate on that one. And even then, that's one of the cool things about Kaya is that it still keeps plussing up. And you keep going for those -5. So we tried to deal with Narset, but Narset into Kaya definitely kind of slowed our roll. We tried to get a lot of stuff moving on our side. We did fight out from that Narset, but unfortunately, that Cyclonic Rift was what sealed the deal. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.